be a little bit less strength building today and more flexibility and opening. And so we're going to try to open the legs, the hips in all directions today. And so if you need to take a break or you want a modification, let me know. If you need to take a break, always feel free to do that. But let's start in a reclining position on our backs and hug your knees into your chest. And we'll start by just circling the knees around. You can either circle them together or individually, and just warming up the hip joint here, since we're going to get pretty deep into the hips and the backs of the legs today. So we'll be focusing on opening the body in a forward folding direction. And once you've evened that out and gone in both directions, let's hug one knee, your right knee, into your chest. Let your other leg relax flat, straight on the mat. And then we'll straighten our right leg and hold on the back of the leg wherever is comfortable. Flex your feet, bringing your toes towards your face. And just gently pull your leg towards your head, any amount, to feel a nice hamstring stretch in the back of the leg. Just take it easy here. We're just starting. So don't push anything, don't force it. Just let your body open naturally here. There we go. Baby. Inhale to bring your head and your chest up. Bend your elbows out towards your sides. Look towards your knee, or even place your forehead on your knee. Engage the core here. And slowly lower your right leg down and bring your left leg up. Switch sides. Release your head and shoulders onto the ground, and then again, flex your left foot and gently bring your left leg towards you. So you start opening the hamstrings on the left leg. On inhale, bring your head and chest up to look towards your knee, and again, try to bring your leg a little bit closer to your head. All right, from here, bring both of your legs up, flexing your feet towards the ceiling. Then you can bend your knees and hold behind your knees, and you're just going to gently rock up to seated. You can take a few rocks back and forth, giving your spine a nice massage. And then after a few, we'll meet in seated. And from here, I'd like you to place your right ankle on top of your left knee. And we're going to go into an IT band stretch, a seated one. So you can either have your hands behind you, or you can just sit up and hold behind your left leg. And if you're choosing to hold behind your leg, you can also use your right elbow to sort of press this right leg open so that you're doing more of a figure four position. Gently flex your right foot here to protect your knee. And try to lengthen your spine so that you're not rounded like this, but just in a nice neutral spine, looking towards your big toe. From here, release, and we'll go to the other side. Placing your left ankle on top of your right knee, and again, holding behind your right knee, using your left elbow to gently press into the left thigh to open the hip more. And Lengthening your spine, avoiding rounding in the lower back for a nice IT band and side hip opener here. All right, release, place both of your soles of your feet on the ground, and then we're gonna come up into boat. So either bending your knees at a 90-degree angle or straightening your legs up. I'd like you to hold boat position, engaging your core here, bringing your navel towards your spine. If you're shaking, that means your muscles are working. Looking straight ahead here, and we'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Great, so now we'll come into a seated position with your legs straight out in front of you. And let's start in Dandasana, staff pose. So gently flex your feet towards, bringing your toes towards your face, and place your hands next to your hips, um, pressing into the mat to lengthen out through your lower back. So this pose has a bit of opposition where you're thinking about keeping your sit bones grounded, but also lifting out through the crown of your head. So it's almost like somebody's stretching your spine in two opposite directions. And this sort of extension where you're lifting up through your spine um, is called axial extension. So we're really wanting to sort of increase the space between the vertebrae here. And remember to breathe deeply. From here, I'd like you to remember the core engagement that we had in boat pose. Bring your belly button in towards your back. Lift your arms up, look towards your hands, and with your core engaged, folding from your hips, hinge forward, bringing your abdomen towards your thighs, and let your hands rest wherever they land. So this is your half position. And from the half position, I'd like you to inhale, lengthen forward, look forward, and exhale to fold any amount forward, bending at the elbows. And again, to go deeper, to try to work to open the legs more here, you can just repeat that process. So inhale, lengthen, slightly look forward, and exhale any amount. And this can be a micro movement, but using the inhales and the exhales, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to relax and fold, is going to help your body open and relax and eventually be able to go deeper. Inhale to come up, lengthen your spine, reach your hands up above your head again, and press into the floor. This time you can actually lift your hips up, wiggle around a little bit. And now we're going to go into Janushirasana B, or um, sorry, A, not B, and put your right inner foot on your inner left thigh. So in a figure 4 position with your right knee pointing out. And then from here, we're going to turn the belly button so that it's more in line with the straight leg. And then again, lift your arms up and fold at your hips down towards your straight leg. So you can hold your foot, your leg, you can grasp your wrists around your foot if able. And again, we'll use that same technique of lengthening on the inhale and relaxing to open on the exhale. So just work with your own breath here. And again, thinking about when you're folding, bringing your belly button slightly towards the left so that you're folding over your left leg. And as you're breathing, think about actively releasing or suggesting with your mind, suggesting your hips to release and relax, and all of the muscles that are around your hips, your glutes, your upper thighs, and actually just envision them letting go, opening up. Sometimes we're holding tension in areas that we don't even realize until you bring your awareness to that part of the body and actually signal it to relax. On your next inhale, come back up to seated and we'll go to the other side. So bringing the left foot in towards your right inner thigh, gently placing it and letting the left knee come to the ground, close to the ground. And then again, lift your arms up, turn your belly button towards the right, and fold at your hips towards your right leg. If you're still working in the half position, like I am, you can look towards your big toe. And if you're in the full position, um, think about placing your chin first towards your knee. And then once you're there, you can release your head and relax your neck. All right, on your next inhale, come back up to seated. And we're gonna go into a seated twist. So bring your left foot and plant it on the ground, about a palm's width distance from your right straight leg. And from here, we're going to turn towards our bent leg by lifting our right arm up and placing the elbow in front of the left knee. So if you're following me with your left leg bent, then you're also turning towards the left. And you can place your left palm on the ground if you want for some stability. And inhale to lengthen up towards the sky, and exhale to twist. And as a last step, you can also look towards the left over your shoulder. Twists are really great for releasing the muscles around in the back and the lower back, especially. And so that's a lot of times why we'll do a twist after forward folds to counter the forward folding direction. On your next inhale, come back to center and we'll go to the other side. So straighten out your left leg and bend your right knee, placing the foot on the ground about a palm's distance away from your straight leg. And then inhale to lift your spine, lift your chest, and exhale to twist towards the right, hooking your elbow around your knee. So turning towards the bent leg. Exhale to release, come back to center, shake it out a little bit. And for our last seated pose for a little bit, we're going to come into a half lotus forward fold. So bend your right knee and start by cradling your right leg back and forth. Give a little mobility to the hip joint here. And then think about bringing your heel towards your belly button. And then relaxing your right knee down towards the middle of the mat, towards your left knee. So this is half lotus position. A full lotus, you'd also bend your other leg like this. But from here, we're going to inhale your right arm up and exhale, bring it around your back. So sort of like swoop, swoop it around to open up the shoulder joint. And if you can, bind your right fingers with your left toes. If that's not possible, just hang on to your left arm and continue holding your right foot with your left hand. And let's just stay in the upright position here first, flexing your left foot. And then we'll add on the fold. So if you're in a bind right now, you can just start to fold forward. If you're not in a bind, release your right arm and then bring it down towards your left foot. And you can also then bring both arms to your foot if you're not in a bind. Rico's being such a good yogi today. Sleepy boy. Take it easy here. This can be quite strong on your knee. So if you have any knee pain or knee issues, just come up a little bit. Take it easy. All right, on your next inhale, we'll unravel this side gently, release your right knee, straighten it out, shake it out a little bit, and then we'll go to the left side. So again, starting by just cradling your leg, swinging it left to right a little bit, and then bringing your left heel towards your belly button while your left knee comes towards your right knee. Then inhale the left arm up and out, and swing it around the back to bind with your big toe. And if you are able to bind to, think about turning your torso back square towards the front of your mat. And we'll stay in the upright position for a few breaths. And then if you're folding with me, you can either stay with your left arm holding your foot, or you can bring both hands towards your right foot and fold at your hips. On your next inhale, come back up to center, reach up, and straighten out your left leg. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, from here, we're gonna meet in standing. So either follow me and rock towards standing or just come to a standing position. Okay, from standing, we're gonna actually try that half lotus forward fold again, but this time we're gonna be in a standing position. So first, and this is also a balance challenge, so if you need something to hold on to, that's always a good idea if you're unsure about your balance. So let's start by inhaling the right foot, holding it with your hands, and trying to relax your right knee down and bringing your heel towards your belly button. And from here, we'll try the arm bind again. So lift your right arm up, bring it around and behind you, and either hold on to your left forearm or hold on to your toes. So we'll just hang out in this position for a little bit, which again is a balance challenge. And then either with your with your left hand or with both hands if you're not binding, start to fold at your hips and bring your hands or your fingertips down towards the floor. Exhale to try to relax your hips so that you can bring your palms to the ground. The more relaxed your hips are here, the easier it will be to fold. And if your hands are grounded and you're trying to fold deeper, inhale, and on an exhale, bend your elbows to continue folding. On your next inhale, slowly come back up to standing, engaging your core and your back to do that. And release your leg towards the ground. All right, shake it out. We're gonna go to the other side. So inhale your left foot into your hands, relax your knee, and bring your heel closer to your belly button while relaxing your knee towards your left knee towards your right knee. And then inhale your left arm up and out to swing it around to try to grab your toes or your right arm. And again, from here, we'll fold, bringing your hands towards the floor, exhaling to relax and bring your palms to the ground if that's available. If folding is not within your practice today, you can also just always stay in the upright position and work on relaxing the hips. And there's going to be a lot of benefit from doing that as well. On your next inhale, slowly start to come back up to standing. Keep your balance. Hold on to your foot. And then release your left leg. Very nice. Good job, everyone. So now we're going to come into a standing wide-legged forward fold. So stepping your feet apart, a wider than hips distance, about 3 feet. Slightly pigeon toe your feet towards each other. Inhale your arms apart, flip your palms up, look up to the sky, and exhale to hinge at your hips and fold towards the ground. From here, I'd like you to inhale and look forward. And if you're folding further, exhale, walk your hands back in line with your feet and point your elbows towards the back of the room. And then finally, you can release your head. So forward folds are considered cooling postures, especially here where we're inverted. It can be, for some people, very calming. And a way to help us cool down and start relaxing the body. Also, I find it's really nice to like shake your neck out here, especially if you hold a lot of tension in your neck and your shoulders. You kind of do a little ragdoll with your head, yes and no, side to side, up and down. And just let your head be heavy. Okay, from here, let's come back to the half position with your hands on the ground. And we're gonna come into a frog pose, which is a pretty deep hip opener. So if you know that your hips are tight, like mommy, I would actually recommend if you want to do happy baby on your back. That's a good alternative. But if you want to come into frog position, step your feet out behind you about a foot and then bring your knees towards the mat. And here we're going to give our, flex your feet so that you've got a nice 90-degree angle here in your ankle. And then if you're able to, walk your knees out while bringing your pelvis down towards the ground while maintaining a 90-degree bend in your knees. And so you might be hanging out here or even higher up. It depends on how open you are. But this is a really good like inner thigh, middle splits opening stretch. And so if you're comfortable here, you can either continue walking your knees out, or you can find your edge, stay there. And you can also come down onto your elbows if that feels comfortable for you. But just think about keeping your hips in line with your knees so that you're balanced, you're centered in line with your knees. And if you're really feeling open and comfortable here, you can even bring your chest to the ground, rest your forehead on the ground. And in frog, breathe into your hips, try to relax and let go of any tightness that you might be holding on to. Send your breath into any part of the body that might be feeling tight. Excuse me. And on your exhale, gently let yourself release those muscles and that tension. All right, let's slowly start to release. So press into your elbows, into your hands to bring your chest and your torso up, and then slowly start walking your knees in towards each other. And for a final pose, we're gonna come into a child's pose with your knees together and your feet together. So sit down onto your heels and take a nice, well-deserved child's pose. And we're gonna be using child's pose as our shavasana today. So make this as comfortable for yourself as possible. If you'd like to have your arms next to your sides, that's another variation. And just rest your forehead on the mat. If your forehead doesn't touch the mat, bring the floor closer by putting a block or a blanket underneath your forehead. And just let yourself relax and soak up all the benefits from this practice today. Take a few more deep breaths here in child's pose. And on your next inhale, slowly start to bring yourself back up to seated position. Thank you so much. That was today's class.